Now this is something that I'm working on right now for my own stuff, and it's meant to solve some issues that I'm seeing many of my clients facing, and it's really coming down to the discipline in executing the strategy, and then, like just not being clear on like how to keep things organized, when to do what, and how do you keep track of it all, right? So what I'm trying to do here is I'm setting up, this is a strategy for my Facebook ads specifically, and it's a top, bottom, and middle of the funnel strategy, and I mapped this thing out right here to kind of, so you can see how this goes along with it. So, when we're at the top of our funnel, we got to use content to really get the right person in the right place, and then as they move down the funnel, they become a lead, then an offer, then you got upsells, okay? So up here, the ads that are going to be running up here at the top of my funnel, I haven't tried this exact setup yet. Every single one of these assets is already in place and has been tested. I just haven't done it in this order with this particular structure to the campaigns. So all my top of the funnel campaigns, these are going to be all my cold audiences. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just create one big ad set in a campaign with a campaign budget. And I'm going to set my campaign budget. I believe my total Facebook spend that I'm using on this particular strategy is going to be $500 a day, right? So I'm going to put 200 here, 400 here, and 100 here is how it's going to break down eventually. I've got to layer this in because I've got other things going and things we need to, maintain. So I can't do it exactly that way, but when it gets to there, that's how I'm going to break out the budget, because I want the majority of the budget to be on the bottom of the funnel stuff, and we don't need as much budget on the top of the funnel stuff because these things aren't meant to get the conversion. It's meant to fill the audiences and supplement the conversion and make where the conversion happens down here. It's supposed to set people up for conversion. Okay, so I'm going to have one big ad set with all of my audiences are going to be combined into it in one. And for me, it's going to be all proven audiences because I've done all this testing. But if I were starting from scratch, it could be a combo of any audiences that I wanted to, through my research, I felt had a high probability of containing my ideal customer. Okay, because I'm going to use this to indoctrinate people by giving them good information. My ads, what I'm going to be doing, if you're following my stuff, is I'm going to be using ads based off of emails that I send out, and some of my emails are going to these types of pages that are what we call a content page with a reverse squeeze. So it's primarily content, but there's a button where people can opt in. And I'm having people opt in to my email newsletter, and then they get redirected over to a sales page for my Profit Society program. All right, so I'm going to be narrowing my demographics on here. I'm not going to keep it wide because I'm going to be going really wide with the audiences. So I want to narrow down my demographics to the demographics of the people that I know buy. So for me, it's going to be, men and women 25 to 55. What I'm doing here is narrowing all this stuff down because I want my demographics to be exactly who my buyer profile contains, or the 80-20 of it, like the 80% of that make up the majority of my buyers, because this is going to be really broad stuff. So I want to get narrow in that regard so that I'm not, getting spend on people that have not much of a probability of buying from me further down the funnel. Okay, so I'm trying to optimize my spend up here with the way that I set my settings. All right, so this is going to be like story-based ads that are leading to further content with a reverse squeeze. So we can get opt-ins, but primarily what we're trying to do is indoctrinate people with this content, build value, and then get them to drop down onto our warm audiences, which for me include my fans, general retargeting, which is people who've been on any page of my website in the last 30 days, and then 25% views of any of my videos. And on these content reverse squeeze pages, I've shared these with you already. What I have on there is I have the videos embedded from my Facebook page. So that way I can get them on the video views audiences, and I can get them on the general retargeting, and hopefully with the page engagement objective, I'll also get people that fill up fans. So I can get people on all three of these audiences, and I have more opportunities to then make my next set of ads to them, which these ads are going to be conversion ads, And what we're going to be doing is offering them to just sign up for the email newsletter, which I had right here on the reverse squeeze. But what I'm going to be doing is just sending them to a squeeze page for that. And the way that I'm positioning this is I'm offering them to sign up for my email list, but I'm going to be using bribes, really attractive, high value bribes to get them to sign up on the email list to receive the bribe. Okay, so we're using those types of ads and that positioning and that framework to go to these warm audiences now to offer them to opt in so they become a lead at the next stage over here. Now, in this particular process, because they opted in for this bribe and to the newsletter, I send them to a custom thank you page where I thank them for all that stuff. I tell them what's going to go next. And then we've got a button on that page where I give them a call to action and I try to pre-sell them on going up to here to my Profit Society sales page. So hopefully some of them will go buy. Now, what we're doing with the tech is setting it up so when the people that do click over there are going to go into another campaign in our back-end CRM system because they've opted in now. So we can actually initiate automatically a thing where it kicks them into a sequence then where we have this offer, we make a really special offer and it's timed and it's all legitimate. So that way we can make sure that it stays legitimate and unique to their experience so it's evergreen. And then if they take us up on that, then they get offered a strategy call. Now, what we're going to do here is all of the people that actually opt in and become a lead, they're going to drop down onto this audience and hit the bottom of the funnel stuff. And we're going to be sending ads to them, which then offer the strategy call up there. Because, if they haven't taken advantage of my Profit Society offer, I want to get them on the phone because there's a lot of different ways that we can help people. And, people don't necessarily want to buy the membership, like some people don't like that. Or maybe I haven't explained something well enough throughout the process and they have a question and we can offer, that on the phone. We make many sales on the phone of Profit Society, but we also pull people into some of our other programs immediately because they're better fit for them. Okay, so this is how I'm going to be running it with Facebook. Hope you enjoy.